Good day, my YouTube familiar. It's your Prof. Nicholas Fredericks, an academic, football coach, and a family man. So I hope you are still enjoying my videos. That's why some of us would always return. So I do appreciate that. But as I give for those who haven't yet subscribed an opportunity to do that, let me just take a sip from my water before I start with today's topic. All right. I hope that we are done with our subscriptions. So, my familia, today I want to talk to you about mentorship in general, and mentorship in in the academic space. So, why is it important? Why is mentorship important? Some would say, I'm smart enough. Why should I need? Why should I get a mentor? So that's fair. That's fair. But let me start off. So I will give you a few pointers and with some practical examples with myself and with those I've been mentoring over the years. So mentor actually gives you a number of things, but amongst other, the guidance and support. So you'd always get guidance and support. I mean, from a mentor. So what I would normally do at in the academic setting is that whenever my students need my assistance or my guidance in one way or the other, I would always provide that. So we discuss, amongst other things, about academic articles, about their research, and the kind of approaches they can follow, and how they can grow themselves professionally, and so many other things. So there are challenges, but given that a mentor is quite experienced, so the mentor would definitely, share that wealth of experience, with you. So whenever mentees come with challenges, it's easier, for a mentor to assist them. So it's actually needed in terms of guidance and support. So you need that support. So whenever, like, I've done this before where I would publish with my mentees. So we would work on a paper together and we would submit. And, it's actually good when the paper is rejected. And most of the times, a mentee would actually feel discouraged and they wouldn't feel like continuing. They would even feel as if the world is against them. But I remember having these same feelings um, during my PhD studies. And when I submitted a paper with my supervisor, what actually happened is that the paper was rejected by one, and one reviewer actually said it was a very good paper. So, and then I was so discouraged, and I felt like fighting the reviewer who rejected my our paper. But then my mentor actually just said, no, you just use what they have put as negatives in a positive way to convince them. And we have done that. So now what I'm trying to say is that the issue of guidance and support, at that point in time, I felt like the world was against me. But with that guidance, from my mentor, it was much more easier. So, and then mentorship, it doesn't only have to happen at academic levels. In football, I've got a number of mentors who are mentoring me. So someone that I can call up easily whenever I want to talk about tactics or anything in football, then you must have that person. Who has been there, who has been around. I don't want a situation whereby I get advised by someone who hasn't done it. There are no success stories to prove that. You can actually mentor me. So, and then the second point I want to talk about is the experience sharing. I've already touched on it, but because most of the times I don't want a situation where you are being mentored by someone who is not successful. It can happen, of course. I'm not saying, I don't rule it out entirely, but as much as you are giving us advice, I need to see that you are also practical. You can't just tell me that. I mean, I've seen so many poor people, writing books on wealth to say how to get rich, how to get this, but you are still poor. So then I can't trust you. Unfortunately, if it is me, Prof. Nicholas Fredericks, I would never trust you. So I really want to see, the practical side of things. Practical side of things. I mean, because I want you to share your experiences. But talking about that, it could be that someone may not be rich. So this is where you need to be selective as to what information, you can take from someone. So someone may not be rich, but has made mistakes, and I mean that those experiences can definitely be shared. So it highly depends. So yeah, but just be careful. I normally want practical experiences, and yeah, and I can actually trust you. So that brings us to the next point of trust and respect. So between you as a mentor, so I've been mentoring, and some have mentored me, is the issue of trust. I remember when I got my first job offer, I discussed it with my mentor, and he would be honest with me, and I actually ask anything. So the issue of trust and respect comes in there, whereby you know that you can easily share your payslip with your mentor. So you wouldn't feel uncomfortable, but I mean, for sharing some confidential information, because I mean this person is there to assist you anyway. So you need to have that person, someone that you trust and respect, because at the end of the day, my YouTube familiar, what can actually happen if you don't trust someone? You could be isolated. You would actually remain alone, because some of these things you can't discuss with family members. I mean, you are reluctant to do that. So this is where your mentor would actually come in. So please make use of that. Have someone. I mean, as a mentor, and go, the next step I want to talk about is the goal-oriented development that the mentorship can actually uh, provide, whereby you actually set goals. So what I do with my mentees is that they just don't decide on their goals alone. So we would sit together, and then we pave a way. And this is where I would tell my mentees, no, if you want to be successful in an academic space, then you need to do A, B, C, D, E. And I can assist you in this way or that. But I mean, these are the expectations from me. I want you to do one, two, three, four as well. So now, in some instances, the person you are mentoring could actually be at a tutor level. So now you would say, no, but I want you to move up to the junior lecturer. So you are a tutor because you don't have a master's degree. So we require a master's degree to become a lecturer or a junior lecturer. So is it possible for you to pursue further studies, because you only have got a bachelor's degree now? And this is how you would start, and through the process, through that academic those academic challenges, you need to assist the student. Sometimes there are financial challenges. I'm not saying the mentor should give you money, or the mentee should expect money from the mentor, but at least to give that advice. If you know of scholarship opportunities, you need to share with your mentees, as a mentor. So this is what we call goal-oriented development. We have set a target, and now we are working towards that target. So that's quite important. So this is why you need a mentor. And if the mentor is successful in what he or she is doing, then you would benefit largely. So make use of that. Make use of that. So, and a mentor should be an active listener. You know, active listening and communication. So you must be able to have, those communication strategies to communicate with your mentee. Sometimes, you are supervising a student, who becomes your mentee, and whenever they submit something, we have got different levels where students would submit their work to the department, to the school, to the faculty, and to the institution. So whenever the comments are negative, they might actually feel discouraged. So this is where you need to communicate, and you must know how you communicate. Be clear, and it must be open communication. So my mentees knows that if I don't like something, then I will tell them. There are no two things about it. So we won't laugh about it. I always do it with a bright smile on my face. Like, yeah, yeah, and still, you need to do what needs to be done. So, but listen, if you are a mentor, you need to have that ability to listen to your mentee. And this should be the same for the mentee also to listen to the mentor. So, and there must be that active communication. So, this is someone, where if a mentee is stuck at 11 or 12 in the evening, they should be able to send that text message and you should be able to respond. And so that's the kind of relationship that you will be building. Have time for each other so that you can grow this one, the younger one who is learning from you. So that's quite important. And the other thing is, a mentor should be able to give constructive feedback. Make sure that as much as you are honest, respectful feedback to help the mentee would improve the work. So discuss about things while also encouraging and affirming progress. So acknowledge that, okay, we got feedback, and the issue of this is I don't have a problem with your objective one, objective three, but with objective two, these are the challenges. And be detailed as much as possible if you as you are doing this, and give advice. Whenever needed, but make sure that you also affirm the progress. Make sure that the mentee knows that you are going somewhere. You are not stuck. It's one of those things. And I always tell my mentees that if you are involved in research, you must know research is a process. And my football, players, the ones that I mentor, I coach them and I also serve as their mentor. I tell them football is a process. And whenever players who join my team, some of them are not very good technically, some not technical. And then I would be honest with them. We'd sit down and then I would tell them, you know what, in this position, so you are playing number 6 or number 8 or number 10. So in the number 10 position, these are the expectations. Technically, I want you to have these qualities. Technically, your behavior in the field, this is how you behave. And so we would talk about it. And then I would tell you, I do agree with ABCD of your game, but this needs improvement. So the others, we need some time. So this is a process. So this the same experience with football I would follow in the academic sphere, whereby I would be direct with my mentees, and we can discuss these things as much as you would acknowledge to say, yeah, you are making a mistake because of ABCD. Don't just say, I know, in some instances, if you are supervising a student at a particular level, you may just say, please remove that paragraph. What for? A student would ask you, what for? So in my case, I had students who challenge me, Prof, why? Why am I removing this? I think it's linked to ABCD, and then you should be able to convince, a student. I remember a case where I had a student, and before, when we were about to submit the thesis, I actually told the student that, your thesis is ready. It's almost there. And then I said, no, by Thursday we would submit because I would be happy. Please do ABCD. And while I was busy looking at the thesis, I've realized that there's one element that is not covered here. It's covered, but empirical data is not supporting it. So now the student needs to go back and find from the empirical data to prove that particular point. Because without that, I mean, you can forget about the distinction. It's not going to be possible. So, and then the mentee actually asked me, no, prof, but you said, I mean, this thing is fine, everything is okay, and so on. So those things happen. And then I remember, uh, she was fuming at me because of that. Extremely discouraged, and apparently she went back and she felt very bad about this. And no, my thing is not ready, my thesis is not ready. But then at the end of the day, what actually happened is that, I mean, she obtained a distinction, and that's what we want. So we need to be honest with each other, and I must be able to give constructive feedback for whoever I mentor. So that's quite important. So the other point is that, you must be a role model for those whom you are mentoring. So I can't, at football level, I can't be beating my wife each and every day before, I mean, in front of these boys, and tell them, guys, you shouldn't go beat your girlfriends. No, no, lead by example. So they must see you as their role model. They want to be like you. So, and even, I mean, with your I mean, at student level now, make sure that they see you as their role model. Otherwise, you won't make it. You won't make it. So you need to make sure that they look up to you. So they know that, whenever this is around, I mean, he's around, I know that, I mean, because of ABCD, he's going to deliver this or that. So, and they must feel like, I really want to be like this one, And some, from the footballing side, some of the players should say, no, I want to be like him. I mean, when I become, I mean, a coach one day, because I want to make sure that, I behave in a particular way. So always make sure that, if you are a mentee, you see your mentor as the role model. So if you don't see your mentor as the role model, then you must know that's not the right mentor to assist you. So those are some of the things. I hope you are still enjoying. So I only have got one more point, with I see the video is going up to 17 minutes now, but I really do enjoy discussing these issues and to share, the wealth of knowledge that I've got, that I have actually acquired over the years. So the last point is encouragement and empowerment. So mentor encourages the mentee to take initiative and then to think critically. There are some of, the mentees that I've been assisting in the academic sphere. I just did one paper with them, one academic paper, which we have, successfully, published. And now the mentee is working, on papers. That's good. That's what we want. So we encourage, and then, but they must be critical thinkers also. I always tell my mentees that we need to challenge each other. So don't be scared to challenge me. If I say remove a particular paragraph, challenge me if you are not satisfied. If you are satisfied, it's fine. But if not, I need to be able to convince you. So because as a mentor, you need to give encouragement so as to foster the mentee's confidence and self-belief. So that way you build, that self-belief. Sometimes you'd find that some of those whom we are mentoring, no one believes in them. And they might feel that they are useless. So it's for you as a mentor to make sure that they are not useless. So for me, especially when it comes to, let me just stop this quickly. So in the footballing sphere, what's happening is that, when a player comes, or the other teams don't see, the potential. And then I would actually tell the player, no. Those who said you are a useless player, I don't believe that. So, and then we need to prove that, those people. So I want you to assist me in this regard. So let's do this. We need to prove them. We need to silence them. And then most of the times it's success stories, to the point that, when a player joins my team, no one is calling him for tournaments. But after just playing few matches for my team called Mighty United FC that I'm always talking about, then you see that, there are phone calls. No, I got a caller. Someone wants me to go assist. And then I would be asking them, but Before Mighty United, where were those teams? I mean, why didn't they call you up? It's because of this encouragement and empowerment that I actually follow. And then that's the same as in the academic space. A student would be getting, let's say 50%, 50%, 50%, or just 48, and then sometimes repeat a course. But after meeting me, I would actually assist the student to improve on those kind of things. So, my YouTube familiar, it was a lengthy video. Let me stop here. And I really hope that you are appreciating and then you are also learning something from this particular channel. I said I will share many things, and so far I have been delivering. So please make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you very much, my YouTube familiar.